everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Priscilla, and this is the Carnivore Journey, and welcome to week 52. If you are new to my channel, I just want to say hello and welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. And if you have been following along with me on this wonderful journey that I call the Carnivore Journey for the past 52 weeks, I just want to say thank you so much for your continued support. I definitely could not have done this without each and every one of you and all of your support throughout the year. This has been a wonderful journey, and I can't believe I am wrapping up in the year. When I started Carnivore, I was so unhealthy. I weighed 213.9 pounds, and I desperately needed a change. I had so much inflammation, and I was running on caffeine and junk food. I'm not saying I ate unhealthy all the time, but I wasn't eating as healthy as I could have or should have been. If you have been following along with me from the beginning, you know my story. I started this weight loss journey and I literally created my own diet. I did eat fruits and vegetables, and I rode my bike all the time. And 1 year later, I got down to 174 pounds. I was very proud of my accomplishments, but I was still eating foods that I needed to eliminate, and I had to work out very hard, and at times I was still very hungry. I wasn't eating the proper foods, and because of that, like I said, I was very hungry. When I would come in from riding my bike, I could literally eat almost an entire watermelon in one sitting. So in 2022, I was down to 174 pounds and I was feeling great. But unfortunately, I was working in the restaurant business. I didn't have very much self-control, and the temptation was always there. I remember literally having a conversation in my head going, you can have one Dr. Pepper in the morning. And then before I knew it, I was having the exact same conversation going, you can have two. What is two gonna hurt? Just make sure that you work out a little harder or a little longer when you get home from work. And I was convincing myself that what I was doing was okay. Not only was I doing that with caffeine, but I was doing that with food as well. And before I knew it, the scale was on the rise. I did not have an understanding of what food really was and what food really does for our body. And I only learned that since I've been on Carnivore, that food is fuel for our bodies, and the types of food that we give our body determines how our bodies work and how our bodies run. And the types of foods that I was giving my body, yes, I would be up, but then all of a sudden I would be back down. And since I've been on Carnivore, I have learned the purpose of what food does for our body and how it affects us in so many ways, and how our bodies run and how our bodies heal itself. So from 2022 to 2023, I continued on that slippery slope of thinking, one Dr. Pepper won't hurt. Just eat those tacos and work out a little bit longer. It's okay. Go ahead and have that ice cream sandwich. And I did that. And even though I noticed what I was doing was crazy, I just continued to do it. And before I knew it, I was back up to 213.9 pounds. In 1 year, I put back on 40 pounds, and I was very upset with myself. I was very angry because I felt like a whole entire year was just thrown away. All the hard work that I had put into it was for what? Inflammation, breakouts, bigger sized pants, unhealthiness. That's exactly what I got by going back to some of these old habits. So in July of 2023, I decided I needed a real change, and that's when I began Carnivore. I wanted and needed to be accountable, and so I decided to make this channel not only for myself, but to help those who wanted to go on this journey with me. It was hard. I had to give up everything I knew. I had to give up all of the junk food, and I had to give up all the fruits and vegetables. My first week, I had headaches. I was constipated, I was bloated, I was tired, and I literally felt like I had been ran over by a truck. And not to mention that when I started Carnivore, it was in the middle of the summer. My kids were out of school, and of course they wanted to go to places like Cece's and Taco Casa and Taco Bell and Dairy Queen and all these places that we were eating before. And not to mention that every commercial that came on TV was buy this slush, buy this snow cone, get this ice cream, buy this blizzard, and it made it very hard and made it very tempting. But I just continued on. And my first week of Carnivore, I lost 7.1 pounds. And yes, I know a lot of that was water weight, but I was excited and I was happy. And I knew that Carnivore was the way I needed to go. I needed to change the way I thought about food, and I needed to remember that I was doing this for my health, and I needed to remember my why. When I started carnivore, I sat down and wrote a whole list on why I wanted to do carnivore and what I wanted to get out of it. I can say in a whole year that not once have I cheated on carnivore. Not once. I've never stepped out of it. And there have been times, especially around the holidays, that it's been hard. I'm not going to sit here and say and lie to all of you that there's not been times where I was tempted. Temptation had always been there. Like I said, during the holidays, I was tempted by desserts and pies and brownies and pizzas and caffeine. But I'm a human, and I had to remember not to be so hard on myself, because for so long I ate so bad. And I just remembered when I would have those moments that I would have to step out of the room, like I had to compose myself and then come back. But I never tried to be too hard on myself, because for a long time I ate unhealthy, and it wasn't going to go away instantly. Food had a strong hold on me, and I needed to make sure that I gave myself to learn how to take that control back. And I never did cave. And when I never caved, I just felt like I grew stronger and the temptations became weaker. So with that said, I have enjoyed this journey, and I'm so glad I'm heading into my second year. I feel that my first year had had some wonderful times and highlight moments, and I would love to mention just a few of those very quickly. I learned and did so much. It was hard for me to figure out exactly what I wanted to highlight, but here are just a few of the highlight moments. This year, we were gifted a meat slicer and a food dehydrator to make our beef jerky. If you didn't catch that video, that was in video 19. Go back and check that out. We made our own beef jerky. Christmas butter bites, that was a fun video. I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes long. If you would like to learn how to make butter bites, go back and visit video 21. And then we went to Fogo de Chão. We went during Christmas time because I had lost 40 pounds, and that was a big accomplishment. We got dressed up. Be sure to check out video 18. This year we ate so many wonderful meals, and go back and check out my bone broth video in video 25, and of course our Thanksgiving feast in video 17. Go back and check out the Volman family farm video, my Easter excellent breakfast, and of course our Valentine dinner. I'm so glad this year we were able to visit the Volman family farm, go out to the Gansky dairy. I'm so glad that we were able to eat at some restaurants that specialize in just cooking these wonderful types of meats. And I'm just very excited for the new year and what the second year has to bring. But before I wrap up, I just want to say this one last thing. When I started this weight loss journey, I weighed 213.9 pounds. Every month, I lost a total of 5.15 pounds on an average. My final weight for this first year was 152.1 pounds, and I lost a grand total of 61.8 pounds in a year. I am very proud of everything that I have done and I have accomplished. And even though unfortunately I did not meet my 150-pound goal, guess what? I'm heading into year 2. You never fail at something unless you quit, and I'm definitely not quitting. So before I wrap up, I just want to say this. I am very grateful to my family. I am very grateful for all of their support, tuning in each and every week and giving me so many pointers along the way. But I just want to say that at the end of the day, it came down to me. In order for me to be successful on carnivore, I had to get up, I had to put my shoes on, I had to make the decision to make the changes, be healthy, stay strong, and eat right. If you are just starting out, I want to wish you all the best of luck. I know that you can do this. You can do anything you put your mind to. If you have any questions or any comments, please be sure to leave it in the comments section. And I can't wait to start on year 2. I just want to say my name is Priscilla. This is our yearly wrap. This is my yearly wrap up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for going on this wonderful journey with me, the carnivore journey. Until I see you next week, have a wonderful week. Bye.